Hey, welcome to BCB Live. This is Sobiech, Drive Safe Dave, the safest station in the nation. It's Thankful Thursday. Lots of things to be thankful for, Drive Safe. And before we get to this news, before we start talking traffic or weather, we're going to first say, hey, thank you. Thank you for what you're doing out there on the highways. Listen, it's about safety first and foremost. Every day, every second, every situation, we must place it on safety. Remember our industry. One thing we want to do is make sure that we're giving the best perception, right, of what we're doing. We got to make sure that we're the safest folks out there on the road, because Drive Safe, everyone, and I know it's news to you, but everyone's usually checking me out, but they're checking out our industry all the time.
You know, we're talking about leading by example.
We're going to talk a little cold, hard cash, because up in Canada, a huge seizure of cash, Drive Safe Dave. We're talking $228,000 seized at the border in a commercial vehicle.
Yeah, you know, just traveling across the border, maybe wanted to get a little, you know, a beer or two, and just needed a little cash, extra cash, right, to roll across. That money was seized. You got to report that kind of money. They don't mind if you come across with it. You just got to make sure you tell somebody you got it.
And probably the reason why, right? I'm going to say there's some inside information. So the first bus was $200,000. Moments later, another $28,000 bust. So listen to this. Here's the funny part right here is that, hey, this was done at the Ambassador Bridge location right there at Detroit and Windsor, the connection right there. It was the very first and largest seizure. Inside information on that? I'm going to say yes. I mean, producer, you're growing across the country. I mean, first of all, I get the drug part. Those are, you know, they have dogs to sniff that out. Right. I mean, how do they catch you on cash?
Here's what I'm thinking, right? So first and only seizure at this part of the border, and it's really not, I mean, it's a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but whenever you see like huge seizures of cash, usually it's like, multi-million. Seems like somebody got a nice bonus and was like, all right, how do we get this tax-free into here?
But maybe even kind of a bigger heist than what those guards did or what they did at the bridge there was this painting. Did you hear about the painting? Oh, yeah. Producer, we had canvases that we pay an artist for. This was done over in, it was a Danish museum that said, hey, you know what? I'm going to give you $85,000 for 2 canvases. The 2 canvases come, and they're blank.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing on them.
But my favorite is the name of the art piece, which he turned into the museum. Take the money and run.
Yes, sir. And they're like, all right. And I think he's kind of trying to prove a point with this, right?
I don't know. Okay, so from what I understand from the story and from the article, is he was supposed to take the money itself and use it in some way on the canvas. And he did.
No, he did.
He just sent the canvas and he pocketed the cash. Yeah. I'm thinking, is this one of the guys crossing the border?
Infrastructure bill, Drive Safe Dave. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Infrastructure bill hits the floor today. Not sure the votes are there. Not sure that it's going to pass, but it's got to hit the floor today. I don't know if Ms. Pelosi has gotten all the votes ready yet, but we're going to have a little bit of a fight on the floor today. I will tell you that they do, and they seem to have averted the shutdown, and they have the votes enough to pass the shutdown. But there is a fight brewing on the floor, I'll tell you, coming out about the debt ceiling. I do know that.
Well, I think they're reducing the first phase, right? And it's a partial shutdown for the non-essential government workers.
Right.
And I just think, you know what, how do you go into work and even feel good about yourself? You know, you're non-essential. We don't need you. What does that mean?
Well, you know, they're talking about, like, I would say like a troop on the front line in Korea might be considered an essential.
Welcome back to BCB Live. I got my little mijo right here. How you doing down there, sir?
I'm doing good. I don't know. And yesterday we gave the critical reasons that they use when they classify and put these codes on these accidents, the Highway Transportation Association. So again, the critical reasons we went over yesterday of decision, which is driving too fast for conditions, tailgating, misjudging the speed of others. The recognition is the distraction, inattentive, or fail to observe the situation, the situational awareness, right? Then performance was fatigue, panic, and then non-performance was, medical issues, physical impairment. And so today we want to break down the numbers. And what you're going to see is, 75% of these fatal accidents involving these trucks are with the first two. And it's the two that we talk a lot about, right? Decision, critical reason, right? Which was driving too fast for conditions and tailgating. And we're going to see some videos later on about tailgating. But that's 38% of the codes on these 141,000 fatalities that involved 141,000 trucks. And so what it was 30,000 of those 78,000 that were involved with critical reasons were due to the decision, driving too fast and tailgating.
Wow, yeah. Again, I was going to say great reaction time from our driver. Again, understanding the situation, expecting the unexpected, and we see a stop before we actually hit the vehicle on there. Hey, stay alert all the time. Expect craziness like this all the time. So great job. Next one, producer.
Again, great job here. Look, everybody's going away from this driver. And at the last minute, I believe somebody comes into the lane there, maybe, or not, but just a great job. Again, yep, there he is.
But we see the tailgating from the big truck on the right-hand side as well, right?
Yeah,
right
look at
here,
this.
You're too close. Listen, we've got to slow down. We have to back off. You're not going anywhere. And now, is that truck going to move into the left lane? Is if it does, accident right there with the van.
Yeah. And we're going to see a video where that almost happened as well here in a little bit. So again, a lot of crazy out there.
I know this intersection. This is a dangerous intersection, and people have accidents here all the time. And I'm telling you, this is and just because of that right there, just driving too fast in situation where you're going.
Nothing wrong here, right? Well, then here comes this guy, and the lane's ending, and whoa, now we're on the shoulder.
Oh,
It's just one of those things, man. That situation awareness. This driver's doing nothing wrong, but boy, keeping the head on a swivel and backing off, keeping your eye on them mirrors. Seeing that person come up and the lane's changing. Man, if this driver hadn't slowed down, this could have been a whole different outcome.
Yeah, I see the merging truck trying to get way out ahead of the truck, and there's no way the guy in the small vehicle could see that.
No.
Yeah, he just didn't see him, right? Again, when
Blind
you lose
spot.
your sight of vision, and that's part of when we talk about tailgating, right? Oftentimes, especially when you're following a truck too close, you don't know what's ahead of that truck.
Correct.